fast, or you need to look at something again, we can do that easily. You'll be able to hit the pause button if you need to. So we're going to go through staying in the inbox. I think it's really essential in what we do for a living to always be in the inbox, stay top of mind. We want to make sure that people do not forget who we are. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with mycbdesk.com. So I always start here. I know there's a Realogy site out there somewhere, but this is definitely more user-friendly. And I'm going to find my InTouch, and I'm going to go ahead and click through. Mine always makes me toggle more than once. Yours will send you right in. When you pull that up, it's going to throw you into your main home screen. I can see here any of my contacts, any new contacts that I have as well, anybody that I've added or has come in through the system. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to go to the marketing tab. So you'll see that marketing tab up here at the top. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go into Marketing Center. So that's where we're going to start. I'm also going to show you how to manage your campaigns. But there are different options in here that you have in the system, things that are already created for you. Of course, you can always create from scratch. It is your marketing. But another thing that I like is a lot of the compliance things are fit into this system as well. Not all of them, but most of them. So with the Marketing Center, again, we want to keep in touch with people. There's templates in here. There's campaigns. We have buyer marketing, personalized greetings. We have some print marketing for your listings, also for seller marketing to send out, and then of course campaigns. And here it will tell you again why we use campaigns. So you have the challenge in front of you that you want to stay in touch with people, but you want to do it where you're being relevant. It's something that people want to see, maybe it's past clients, people you're currently working with, maybe somebody that's a lead that you're trying to get to become that client, your future home buyers and sellers. So we want to stay top of mind because we know, I was just talking to an agent that said, I walk my neighborhood every day and it really burned me to see a sign go up for another agent. She was able to ask that person why they chose that agent. She said, they stay in touch with me. I'm constantly getting postcards. I'm getting emails. I'm getting things. So I figured if the person's going to put in that much work to stay in touch with me and be the person, on top, that's the person that I'm going to call to sell my home. So you'll see over here, we do have marketing, design library, and some guides and facts. And here we have our monthly newsletter, as well as some campaigns. My Designs is where anything that you save, you can go back and find it later right in the system. Any images that you upload into the system will save for you. Any mailing list, if you go to Bright and you get a mailing list, you put it into the system, it will save it for you. Just remember the caveat of that is the mailing list change because, properties are changing hands. So once you've used it, you may want to go back in and just double check it before you use it again. Design library, again, we have all those campaign templates. When it comes to, excuse me, your monthly newsletter and your campaigns, those are things that the system writes for you. The company gives you that information at no additional charge. Because you guys do pay into the company, I'll never say anything is free, but it's no additional charge to use the email marketing. And again, it's nice. It's very efficient. So it does help me to market myself without having to sit down and type that monthly newsletter myself. Maybe I don't know what to say. Campaigns, what different campaigns are here. They have scripts, different things that will help me market myself via video and email, as well as the print marketing. Now, the print marketing does cost additional out of pocket, but you're able to do that several ways. In this system, I can order print marketing. I can have it shipped to myself. If I want to label it and stamp it and send it, I have the control to be able to do that. Or maybe I want the system, I'm going to give them my mailing list. I'm going to pay the additional for the postage, and they're going to print it. They're going to label it. They're going to stamp it. They're going to send it. I don't have to touch it. Efficient with my time. I'm willing to pay a little extra for that. They do have a pricing guide here for print pricing facts, shopping cart facts. So if you like to get that information, it's easily accessible to you 24/7, 365 days out of the year. So the first thing that we're going to concentrate on is email and video marketing. And again, you'll find that under the design library section. Again, we went to marketing, we went to marketing center, and here we have our design library and our email and video marketing. So from that, you'll see that I have over 1,000 results. If you are a pro user, you will have even more. And if you're like me, as soon as I see 1,000, I feel a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff in there. What am I looking for and how do I find it? So here I'm able to put in any keywords. Maybe I'm looking for something for Real Vitalize. Maybe I want to send a postcard out to my farming area, or I have a couple of prospective clients. Even if I only have 20 people that I want to send this to, I can do that. And then I want to hit that search button, and that's going to bring up 21 results. Where Real Vitalize is a part of the email. So here I have, make your home ready to sell. We have some others. Maybe a particular property that we have listed has used Real Vitalize. There are email templates in here for you to let people know that they are, that this house has used Real Vitalize. It's been, redone. Maybe we're trying to get someone to list with us. So it's letting them know that 56% of the homes sell at or above the list price. We know in this market, pretty much all of them are. But making home improvements, you can read through what this says. You can go on and personalize. You can compose the email. You can send it to someone. Hold on one moment, please. Sorry about that. So here we have all the different emails that you can utilize. Again, I would click on them, kind of read through them, see if it fits what you're looking for. Fix it up with nothing up front, sell your home faster for a better price, kind of lets you know everything that's going on. If I wanted to send this particular email, I'm simply going to hit personalize, and that would be the same for any of the pre-made emails that are in the system. Now it's going to say fix it up with nothing up front. I can go in and type extra. So if I want to add or take away, if I'm sending this to a specific person, I can definitely personalize that all I want. If I'm going to send it to multiple people, the system will blind carbon copy them. So I can send it to Donna and Kylie and Rhonda and Dina and Scott. I can send it to everyone, and no one would ever know that I sent it to someone else. In that case, I just want to customize it. But maybe if I'm just going to send it to Donna, I can be like, hey, hey, Donna, I can put your name in here. Like, I can really personalize this email. I can let the person know I'm just sending it to them. And here I have, all the things that are included. Maybe I want to type something extra in to let them know that if they're not interested in using this program to get their house ready to get on the market, they can also use this for inspection repairs. So they're selling their house. They don't want to pay any money out of pocket at all. And then there's some inspections that come in, and maybe they need to put in some GFCIs in the kitchen and the bathroom. Rather than paying the electrician, even if it's only, let's say, $70, they just don't want to pay that outright. They can go through the program, have that done, have that money come out of their settlement proceeds. And the only thing that it's not automatic in the system, you will see that we have our disclaimer here. We have our fair housing symbol. We do have our logo, and our company name is spelled out in our logo. So that qualifies for Maryland, Maryland real estate law rules and regulations. The other thing that we do need to do, and here I have changed my number in the system multiple times for multiple classes. But here we have where we do need to put in our cell and our office. Maryland real estate law, if you're in Maryland, does say you have to have your phone numbers labeled. We know we have to have the labeled office number. So I'm going to go ahead. Of course, my cell phone number is going to be first. You can rearrange how this is in the system. If I want to take this information as well, I can take this information and move it up here if I want. You can kind of do it any way that you want to. You can change the colors. You know, maybe I really want them to call my cell phone. So maybe I'm going to make that blue just so it stands out, or make it red, whatever color it is you want to make it. Maybe I don't like my information being down here, so I'm going to copy my information. And I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in there so it's all together. You will notice if you decide to type anything else, it's going to double space. If you don't want that to double space, instead of just hitting the enter button, you're going to hit shift and enter, and that's going to put you down just one space. So just know that that is there as well. I know sometimes that can be a little frustrating if you're trying to get that to work right. Also, once I'm done, I can hit that save button, save it into the system. You can see I've already had this saved. I'm just going to put a 1 on it just for the sake of time. Apparently, I have saved this multiple times. So I'm going to go ahead and save this version just in case I'm sending it to someone specific. Maybe I have her name in it. And then I'm going to hit exit. Now, I'm always going to have the option to go into Manage Designs and find this email where I've already made my corrections. I've already made my edits. I can get back into it, my template that I like to use, without having to start from scratch. The other thing I'm able to do is compose the email right from the system. The caveat of that is my contacts do have to be in my CRM. So if they're not in my client relationship management database, if they're not in InTouch, I cannot send anything to them. So if I want to send something to Susie Q, you're going to see nothing is coming up. I do not have a Susie Q in my database. However, if I wanted to send to someone else, let's say I want to send to Angie, all the Angies in my system are going to come up as long as they're deliverable. You'll see here we have a Yahoo that doesn't work anymore. We have a couple Angies that don't have an email address. And then which email do I want to send that to? I would just select it. You'll know that you've got the person in there when you see the blue rectangle with the person's name. If I decide against it, I can X off and that will delete them. All recipients do receive their own copy of the email. They will not see the other recipients' names, blind carbon copy. And you can only send to people in your contacts. So we'll remind you of that there. The other option is to hit this to field right here. And that's usually what I prefer to do. I can go through and look at all my individual contacts in the system that are eligible. And what that means is if I uncheck that, I'm going to go through and I might see some people that do not have email addresses. So here we have some people here that don't have emails. I wouldn't be able to utilize those. So I would want to click yes to show eligible. Maybe I want to send it to an entire group. If there are 58 people in this group, I can add them to this campaign or to this particular email, this one and done email. I can save the changes, and now 58 people will receive this particular, and you'll see here, it's going to start giving me all their names. I can also include showcase properties. So if I want to include those showcase properties, you're going to see there's going to be a placeholder here. If we go into listings, market my listings, into the office listings, we can actually select the properties that are listed in our office, and we can determine that we want those to be, round robin. We can't select them individually, but maybe I want only my listings if I have a whole bunch, or maybe if I don't have any, showcasing the properties on the bottom is just another way to get them to click through to get to your website. Maybe they see a really pretty house here and they just want to look at the pictures. It's still going to send them to your website. You'll be able to see that they were active on your website. Again, if you don't choose that, it will just end the email like normal. But if you choose that, it'll put those showcase properties in there for you. And then as well, you can save the draft, schedule, or send it. Now, this is something really cool too, for those of you that know what canned emails are. So maybe I don't want this to come out today. Maybe I'm setting myself up for success and I want this email to come out a little bit later. I can save the draft. I can go back into the draft later and I can send it when I need to. Or I can schedule this to come out at a different date and time. So maybe I want this to come out at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll have that come out tomorrow or Wednesday. You know, you can go through the different dates, and then I'm going to schedule it. So once I've scheduled it, email has been scheduled. So it's going to load. It's going to take me back to the main screen. And then what that's going to do is it's going to hold on to that email. And then tomorrow at 9 o'clock, it's going to push that email out. And it looks like I'm on, I'm on point. I must be doing emails. I'm sitting at the computer, even if I'm out showing a house. Maybe I'm at a listing appointment. Maybe I'm walking my dog. Maybe I'm sleeping in. Any of those things. It gives the appearance of I am busy. So you'll see that. Also, there's a button here that says publish to web and share. Be very careful with this. I say that because, again, you can go in here, you can copy this. You can go straight away to your Facebook business page and you can paste that in to share it. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. So one thing that you want to make sure is that anything that you're posting, you are going in and looking at what it looks like after it's posted. So you can go in and hit create post, go ahead and paste that in there. It's going to pop up for you. It'll take it just a moment as Facebook thinks. And look, that does not look good, guys. I can even take this out. I could say, see what Real Vitalize is all about. And I can hit post. To me, and you may have a different opinion, and that is perfectly fine, but this is not something that I want on my Facebook page. It just doesn't look good. So, but here's the link. And if they click on the link, they're going to get that email, but it looks like a website now. So how could I push that out and have that link there? If you guys are familiar with your snippet tool. So if you go down to the little button at the bottom and you type in snippet or snipping tool, you're going to find that snipping tool. You can go in, I can go in and just kind of create my own. I can save this to the computer. So I'm going to call it RV1. We'll put that in pictures. And that's where I would be able to go to Facebook. Let's get rid of that because just to me, I just kind of really don't like that very much. So that will delete it. And then when I create my post, I can go in and get the photo. So you'll see here we have, I did RV. So let's do RV. And then here's where I can kind of give a little bit more information. Maybe I want to say, I'm going to copy some of that information, even though they're going to see it twice. That's okay. Discover more at, and then that's where I can take this lovely link and I can put the link in so that they can go in, they can see, what it is, and then I can post it. Again, I'm going to look at it when it posts just to make sure that it looks pretty. It looks the way I want it to. It looks like good marketing. Now here I have this post, fix it up with nothing up front, sell your home faster. Now I'm giving them information. This right here gives them information. If they want to discover more, they can just click through and they're going to get that full email. But it looks like a website now. So it's got all of my information on it, everything I need to be completely legal. And then it has all the information. And now they can kind of find out too what that entails. What does that entail? And I probably want to put something here that says, if you want more information, contact me today. For more information, contact me today. And then they can always just discover more and again, get some additional information. But with that little snippet tool, if that's confusing for you, we can do that on a one-on-one as well. I like to take a lot of the stuff out of InTouch and put it on my social media. It just gives me a lot more to work with, so that I don't have to create things. And again, you can share all of these to social media, but just be aware of what it looks like when it comes out. Doesn't always look the best necessarily. And some people don't mind. They don't mind that it looks that way. But I like the pretty picture there instead. Something else that you're able to do, once we've gone in there, I don't want to send this because I have it scheduled to come out, is where do I find my scheduled post? So if I have an email and I have it scheduled to come out, where do I find that? If you go to messages up here in the on the right hand side of the bar, you're going to see we have an inbox here. So I had an automatic reply there that I can go ahead and trash. We have anything that's archived, anything that's in your junk. So apparently I have some junk to look through. The trash folder that you can go in and permanently delete everything. Just remember, if you ever see those red buttons, if you permanently delete, it is gone forever. Anything that you have sent. So that's something that you can go through and double check. If somebody says they didn't get something, you can go in and look for the date, the time that you sent a person, an email. Also drafts. And then here we have the scheduled email. So I can see that I created it today at 11:16 a.m. It's the Real Vitalize, fix it up with nothing up front. It's only 12 KB, so it's small. I'm sending it to these people, 58 recipients, and it will be sent on the 29th at 9 a.m. I can delete it. I can unschedule it here. I can go back if I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that, or I need to fix something. So you're able to go in there and discover that in that field. You'll see if we go to marketing and manage designs, that I'm going to find a lot of different things that I've already saved. You can also get into that from the marketing center. You just want to click on save designs. And I have 73 things. You'll see here, there's that most recent email, but maybe I want to see everything that I've saved for Real Vitalize. I can hit that button and you'll see I've done this particular email 3 times. So I can go in and I can delete one of those if I need to. I can keep them in there. Again, I can just click through. This is already complete. It's got all my information on it. It's ready to roll. I can compose it. I can send it to the next person. Where this is going to help you with your marketing strategy is if I have an email that I use frequently for a new contact or a first-time home buyer, or maybe I work with expireds or FSBOs, I can save that email in the system. I can get back to it. I can open it at any time, compose that email. If the person is in my system, I can just basically go ahead and type that person's name in, choose them from the drop-down menu, and send it to them as I need to. And that literally just took me a few seconds to do. It's only because I do this all the time. But again, instead of going in, creating it from scratch, going through, fixing my information, making sure everything's in there, it's already saved. I can just go in and look at it anytime that I need to and find it. So you will see, again, email and video. We have some print options as well. You can do postcards. You can do flyers. So there might be a good flyer in here. Again, just be careful. Some of them do still have the old logo on them. But we do have some great stuff in here, expireds. If you're marketing expireds, there are things that are in here already. You can download the PDF. You can mail that out to someone. You can copy that information to send it an email. And there are collections down here too. So here we're in the email and video in the design library. Again, 1,000 is just too much for my brain to deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, do I have buyer marketing? Maybe it's seller marketing, owner expertise, anything that I need. I'm going to click on, and now I have 83 results. And you'll see a lot of these are going to be pieces of a campaign. So here we can see home care for June. If I click through on home care for June, it's going to let me know that is an email in my library design. stay in touch. By the way, this is a piece of this particular campaign. So if I stumble upon this by chance and I think, man, this is really nice, I would like to send these out every month, there is a campaign for that. And now I know to go into the campaigns, look for home care advice, and I can set that up. But because the campaign has already gone out for June, this again is something I can personalize. I want to go through and make sure again that my office numbers, these are both offices, so I'll just leave it that way, but they're labeled. Yours would be a cell phone and an office. And I can add to this if I want. I can take away from it. I can edit any way that I see fit, just making sure I'm, with fair housing and all the regulations, it's got all my information here. And then once I'm done, I can save it. I can send it out to somebody. Maybe I'm going to set them up on a home care tips, and I want this one to come out for June. I can just hit that, send email. If I want to include showcase properties, I can do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and type the person's name in, and I can send it right away and it will be sent out. And you'll always get this little thing at the top that says your email has been sent out. It's going to send me right back to the screen. I have this saved. I can go back in and send it anytime that I need to. But now I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait, so this is a piece that's a part of the home care advice campaign. So it's giving me keywords here. Seasonal, campaign, advice, June, home care, sphere marketing, stay in touch, summer, HTML email, and more, tips and tips. So now I'm going to look for this home care advice campaign because now I'm intrigued. I want to know what is this campaign that they're talking about. I'm going to go to marketing and I'm going to go into manage campaigns. That's going to throw me into my main screen where I'm going to find all of the campaigns I currently have running. You'll see there are a lot of campaigns that I have here. That's just too much for me to look at this moment. So I'm always going to go up here to show, and I'm going to hit active. Now it's going to eliminate all the extra clutter on the bottom. The only stuff that I'm looking at is something that's actively currently running. I can go through and I can say, okay, I have some offbeat holidays, some marketing. Oh, home care advice. So I already have that particular campaign running. You'll see that mine has a 6. It's because I teach this. So I would set one up and I would deactivate it. And in another class, I would set another one up. So that's just showing that I've done this 6 different times. I can click on that particular date campaign and go in and see what is coming up. So I can see that we've already gone through a lot of the different things for the year. The next one that's coming out is July, and it's going to come out on the 1st. So that's where I do want to go in anytime that I set up a campaign. It is a little bit of extra work, but you set it, you let it do its job. You only have to personalize it once. I'm going to go in and personalize every single step of this campaign. And I'm going to make sure, again, because my account is a little different because I teach this, but I'm going to make sure that I have my cell number in there. If there's an office number, I have that information. Here again, I have a different background. It's got a different photo. It's for July. And I can go ahead and save that into the system. And then when this comes out in July, it's going to have my labeled information. I want to do that. We won't do it now for time's sake, but I want to do that for each individual one. If I think that it's missing a maintenance tip that I would like to add, I can always add something. And you'll see it's going to go all the way through February. And modifying and changing any campaign steps means that this is now inactive. This campaign, even though it was already active, it is now inactive. I must save and continue. So I've gone through all the steps. I've chosen this particular campaign. I've reviewed and configured all of the steps. Now I need to add or remove my contacts. I already have contacts in here, so I don't have any changes to make. And then even though this says active, do not be deceived. It is not active. We do have to go through and review and activate. You will need to do this for every single campaign every time you open it. And that's just because the system wants to make sure that you've gone through everything accordingly. The only campaign you don't have to do this last step for is the monthly newsletter. It's perpetual. It's going to come out no matter what you do, unless you don't have anybody set up on it. So I'm going to go ahead and review and activate. Yes, I've made some edits. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that I have reviewed. So you'll see if this is not checked, I can't save the campaign. Once I check that off, I can save it. This is a monthly newsletter. They will get the monthly newsletter after this campaign, so they won't fall off the face of the earth. So I have Susie Q set up to get this campaign, and when it's over, she gets nothing unless I set her up on something else. And again, you'll see, I don't know why it gives you everything you've ever done, but you definitely want to select something that is currently active. Again, I like the monthly newsletter. It's perpetual. It's going to go on forever and ever. I don't have to worry about it not being active. So I'm going to review the recipients. I have not harvested them or purchased them. In other words, I'm not a telemarketer. I don't want to violate the policy and spam a whole bunch of people. So I have had people ask me, well, what about Cole Realty Resource? You can use those. Again, we don't want to download a list of 1,000 and shove it into the CRM. But if I'm farming, if I'm marketing a specific area, that is okay. And then I always like to include the showcase properties, just that squirrel effect. Oh, squirrel, there's a house. Let me click on it. Let me see the information. And again, I sell real estate, so I always like to let them know what's on the market. And then I'm going to go ahead and save my campaign. It's going to take me back to that main screen. I'm going to look at active, and here you can see it is definitely on. Anything that is not on will have, so here you'll see it'll either say inactive, maybe it might say paused. So none of these are on, or anything that's been completed, it will show me as well, or again, any status. There are different types of campaigns. We have any type at all. We do have an email only. Those are no additional cost at all. We have print only, which do factor in that additional cost. There are some action plans for things that I need to do to follow up with a client as the agent. And multi-channel could be a combination of any of these. Anything that has an action plan or has something that you need to do as the agent, it is crucial that that gets done. If you have some action items to do before the emails go out and you do not follow through, people will get the emails and kind of not know where they're coming from. They're kind of coming out of the blue. So when you go in to form those campaigns, it will let you know what options you have for each, and just be very cognizant, again, if you choose one that has a plan, that you're in the system and following that plan. And that's it. We can go right in and add our new campaigns. So that button is on the top right-hand side. We're just going to click that add new campaign blue button to go through. You'll see I have 57 results. If you are a pro user, you will have about 120, I believe is the number now. So you'll have additional. Don't let this number fool you. They are not all separate campaigns. So we do have, for example, here we have an email, a holiday seasonal campaign. We also have it in print. So again, this is two of basically the same campaign. They're holidays. One is sent out via email, one is sent out via print. Then as we go through, we have a new way home. And you'll see here, it's going to give you information about what this campaign is. So this one may or may not be outdated, depending on your personal opinion. Campaign addresses the recent shifts in the real estate market due to COVID-19. You would use this campaign to connect with prospects who might be looking to buy, sell, or refinance. This particular campaign will touch your lead 8 times via email. We can see it's email only, so we can see there's no activity steps. There's nothing for us to do. There's no direct mail, so it's not going to cost anything out of pocket. But we do have those 8 email steps, and they will go out over the course of 4 months. So 2 touches per month. We have goals here for the campaign. We want to encourage our recipients to consider whether their housing needs have recently changed due to COVID. Drive them to reach out to us if they're interested in moving or refinancing, and drive them to reach out to us if they're considering a budget and or a health conscious home improvement. Again, that's where we could work in some of that real vitalize information. This campaign contains information regarding shifts in the national housing market. You want to review each step carefully to make sure that it applies at your local level. So here we can actually see, if we want to click show the details, we can see that these are all email steps, a very vague and small notion of what those look like. And if we would like to choose this template, we would just click the choose this template button. And I do recommend, as you're starting out, and this is not a popular opinion, my suggestion would be to invest about 15 minutes every day into your business. Come into the campaign templates. I'm going to open every single one. Even if I don't want to do print right now, even if I don't want to do something with activity steps, I'm going to open them. I'm going to open and personalize every single one just so that I can read through it. If I don't know what is here for me to use and available for me to build my business, it's kind of wasted. Maybe this is something I've been looking for. I don't have to create it from scratch. It's here for me. As 2021 got you thinking it's time for a change. So you guys know, if you were in here last year, it did say 2020. They've updated it. So this is all current for this year. So everyone can use space, home office, busy living, being prepared. Again, I do need to go in and put that information in there. If it's my office, if it's my cell, I'm going to go ahead and save that information. This is actually an office. So I'm going to go in and again, save any changes that I have made. So you'll see I've already done this one before. So we'll just put another number behind it for the sake of this class. And then I'm going to exit. I'm going to go on to the next. And you can see here, I did an edit here. So now it says edit instead of personalize. And here I probably want to update this to 2021, since that's what the email says. I can go in and change the email subjects if I would like. I can also change the days that they come out. Maybe I'm sending this to someone and I want it to come out every week. I can go in and change the dates to every 7 days. I can do 7 days and then 14 days and then 7 days and then anything that you want to do with this. You really do have the power. I can add a step. I can pull an email in from the system. I can create my own. You really can do a lot of things in this system to make these campaigns reflect you, reflect your brand, reflect your business as you see fit. I'm going to save and continue. Again, I want to make sure that I've done step 1. That was choosing this campaign, reviewing and configuring the steps I've already done. We're going to pretend like I did every single one of them. I'm going to add or remove my contacts. Again, I can add an entire group. I can remove an entire group. They will all be blind carbon copied. So anybody that's eligible that has an email, if I send it to Carroll County, all 58 people that I have in here will receive this as long as their email is currently working. Or I can go in and select a specific client that I want to send it to, review and activate. I have to hit this button here to make sure I can activate it. Include showcase properties. For this, I'm just going to delete it because I already have it in there. If I delete this campaign, I have not deleted the template. So anything that is here, if I've gone into offbeat holidays and I've made any changes at all, I can go into add new campaign. I can find the original campaign. It will always be in the system. The reason that I say that is I do have several agents that have come in, chosen the seasonal holiday. You choose this particular template. They've gone in and configured their steps. They have several that are going out. One has Happy Holidays, one says Merry Christmas, and one says Happy Hanukkah. Because they have clients that have different beliefs. They really want to reach out with something a little more personal than a happy holiday. So they done that, just be aware. If I have multiple seasonal holiday campaigns that I create, I can create as many as I want. The system, maybe I've gone in and I've taken out, I did have a client that did not want Halloween, so she took that out. You can X off of that. It will delete the step from this particular email. It will be in the original template in the system. You won't lose it forever. But in this particular one, you can delete that step. It will completely remove it. Maybe you don't want a happy holidays in there, maybe whatever, anything that you don't want, you can remove. And then you can also go in and edit. So if I wanted to personalize happy holidays, I could go in and maybe I want this to say Merry Christmas instead, or Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, anything that you celebrate, that your clients celebrate, you want it to be very personal to them. Of course, making sure our numbers are identified as the law states they should be. And then I'm going to go ahead and save that to the system and then exit. And then in this particular campaign, you can see I've edited that. It's going to say Merry Christmas. And that's where I can change this to Merry Christmas again, or Happy Hanukkah, anything that I want that to say. This will still say Happy Holidays, but that's for my information only. This is going to go out on December 1st. So I can change that if I would like to change that. Maybe I don't want it to go out on December 1st. Maybe I want it to go out on the 15th. I can change the date here as well. So of course, we're not going to change that for like Thanksgiving. That's going to be on the 25th. I want that to go out on the 25th. Maybe you want that to go out the day before. You can do that. Things of this nature, because this is a date campaign, of course, daylight saving time. This is going to go out on the 6th because that's when we enjoy an extra hour of sleep, or whatever it is that you do at that hour. So here again, I'm going to save and continue. Any edits that I've made will be saved. I'm going to go ahead and add or remove the contacts. Again, I can look for people specifically and add them, or add groups of people, and then reviewing and activating. So again, I have to let them know. Maybe I want showcase properties because this is holidays. Maybe I don't want to include those. Just note something here. If I have this particular campaign set up and I've gone in and modified a piece of it, this particular holiday campaign has Merry Christmas in it. If I set Susie Q up to get this particular holiday campaign, and then I create another one and I go in and edit and make it Happy Hanukkah, and then I have an original that has Happy Holidays. If I set Susie Q up on all three, she will receive all three campaigns, which means she will receive 3 emails for Thanksgiving, 3 emails for Veterans Day, etc., etc. So I want to be very, very sure if I'm setting my groups up that I don't have Susie Q in group A and group B, and I'm setting them up on different holiday campaigns, because then she will get both. So it does get a little confusing. So that's why I always recommend, when we have our group set up and our contacts set up, that we have somebody maybe in just one group at a time. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one too, just because I have so many campaigns running at this time. But I would definitely go into add new campaign. This is something that you can do in a one-on-one appointment. Field marketing specialists, we are here to help you every step of the way to get this done. Do not be overwhelmed. It is a process. Sometimes it takes a month or 2 to get all of these set up, but once they are set up, they are ready to run. You can kind of set them, let them do their job. My recommendation is set yourself up as a contact in your system. Add yourself to every group, add yourself to every campaign. Because I may not remember that a certain holiday thing is coming out. Someone calls and they say, hey, thanks for your email. And then I have no clue what they're talking about. That has happened before. Excuse me. I say that from personal experience, having set these up for an agent who called in a panic. Hey, what email did we send this morning? You want to go through and read through all of these. So here we have an active buyer email campaign. It is just 5 email steps. You would use this to reach out to an active buyer lead. Again, it's over the course of 8 weeks, although it's only 5 emails, so not very frequent. Some of these I don't need, like Amazon, I might not need that. AMP, I'm not a manager, don't need that. Best Bet Home Improvements, that's a good one. And a birthday greeting. So this particular email here is if you have put someone's birthday into their contact information, you can choose the template. Again, you want to open all of these and read through them. Maybe you open up a particular campaign and you don't like the photo. So I've opened this particular one up. I don't like this photo. To me, it's just very blah. It doesn't look like me. It doesn't look like my personality or my brand. I can go over here and upload an image. I do want to make sure that I'm using a free image. I'm not going to go to Google and just Google something because I could get a copyright infringement. I've already updated, I've already put some in here. So that's something that I can do. Maybe I'm like, oh, that's too big. So here I'm going to use happy birthday. I can, again, make sure my numbers are labeled, save this into the system. It will update it. And then again, follow through with all of the processes to get this started. So we're just going to go back in. Let's go back into, if I can click the right thing, manage campaigns. And again, when you add those new campaigns, please go through and look at all of these. I know 57 seems like a lot, but again, some of them, if I'm not interested in sending out print right now, I can skip those. I can skip multi-channel that's email and print. I can skip this print. I don't need Amazon. I don't need AMP. So I can skip through some of these. Maybe I want to do a buyer lead. Maybe I have a closed buyer. Again, look through and see what is in here. They've recently updated all of the campaigns. So they've gotten an overhaul. That was in a direct result of agent feedback, of agents saying, hey, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that. Can you give us this? So here you'll see first-time home buyers. There are activity steps. So there are not a lot in here with activity steps anymore. Those were not utilized as much, but they do have a few. So here you'll see it. The system will send an email. The system will send an email. And again, and then the system will tell you, the agent, hey, you need to make a phone call. Here's the phone call. That it's something that you need to do. It will come up in the system under your reminders. So you do need to come into In Touch every day. It's not going to email you. I'm a dot loop girl. I do give myself tasks in dot loop. I have my own loop. So that might be something I go in and set myself up as a reminder for that so that it does email me. Hey, don't forget to go in and do this. You'll see there are not a lot with activity steps for that reason. There are some FSBO for sale by owner, home care advice. So that is the one that is in here that distinguishes you as the expert on just different things they need to be doing, maintenance things. Most likely they live somewhere, whether they're a renter or they own their home, they live somewhere. So just a great template. You're giving them good value. Home security tips, the same. Maybe I have somebody that's sitting on the fence. They're currently a homeowner. They're in the still thinking about it stage. Again, great interval campaign here. It doesn't come out on specific dates. Interval just means if I set Susie Q up on it today, the next day she receives an email 14 days later or 20 days later, whatever the interval is how the campaign works. It's not set on a specific date. You'll see we also have long-term sellers. Low inventory, which we definitely have right now, but that does have some activity steps. That does not mean that you can't go in. So choose the template. This is a low inventory campaign. The very first thing is an email. It's got the fishbowl on it. Then 15 days later, this system wants me to follow up. Let them know about the benefits. Benefits include buyer competition, getting top dollar, possible quick sale, bargaining power. If I don't want to do the phone call, see, it's giving me that phone call activity. In here, you'll see meeting, phone call, task. That's that reminder. If I don't want to include that, maybe I just X off of that and delete that step. I can delete this phone call step. I can delete this phone call step. Now, will it work as well? I don't know. But I can go ahead and delete those steps, save and continue. And now I have only 5 steps. Now this is an email only campaign. I've removed all of the extra things. Again, for lead gen, is that really the best way to do it? But if this is something that you really want to send this stuff out, you can also change the order. So I can drag, you'll see the little crosses over here. I can drag this down and I can say, maybe I want the opportunity is knocking to be at the bottom. Maybe I want to take that up to the top. Maybe I want that to be the very first email that comes out. Again, if you've gone in and personalized and read through them, you can change the order as long as the order makes sense. So we want to make sure, that everything makes sense. We can save and continue. Again, go through, add or remove our contacts, review and activate. And you'll see it's going to take it a moment to load because we made some major changes to this particular campaign. So once it's done with all of that, again, we want to add or remove our contacts. I'm just going to go ahead and add myself. Save the changes. And if you're on the fence about any of these, go in and add yourself to them before you send them out to somebody else. See what they're all about, see what they look like. I'm going to go ahead and activate that particular campaign. And I'm the only one receiving it. That's okay. I can go in here and I can see that I have a low inventory campaign that goes out. I have another one that goes out. So, I do have several different campaigns. I have them set up for different people. You can also go into this main screen here. You can see I have an offbeat holiday. It is active. It has no alcohol involved. There's no National Beer Day, National Wine Day. 188 contacts are receiving it in 7 groups. There are 11 steps remaining for email. There are none for direct mail. There are no activity steps. When this campaign is over, everyone, all 188, will receive my monthly newsletter. If, let's say, 170 people are already receiving my monthly newsletter, they will not receive 2 of them. They will just continue to get the monthly newsletter. And I can also see the performance here. So I can see how many I sent in any given day. I can see National Selfie Day was sent out in June. 20% of the people opened it. 1% clicked through. I've had 2 people unsubscribed. No one has bounced. 1 click through. Again, 299 that have opened my email compared to how many I have sent. I don't think that's too bad because I send to agents mostly and to myself. So I'm not really sending to a lot of clients at this time. But that kind of gives you your performance. Again, if you would like to duplicate something, you can do that. Maybe you have that seasonal holiday email. You want to duplicate it. Again, just remember, I don't want to set the same group up. They will receive 2 if you have 2 different campaigns. The only one we don't really have to worry about is that monthly newsletter. And you can click on that newsletter. The system will remind you every month to go in and look at your monthly newsletter. It's to stay top of mind. The articles are written every month, so they're always up to date. We can see July for me will come out on the 9th. Your date of the month might be different. It might be the 18th. It might be the 2nd. It might be the 24th. Mine comes out on the 9th. I can go ahead and edit that information. I can go in and see what is this going to be. So it's about lumber. We know that lumber, the cost is ridiculous right now. I can go through and look at that. Vacation with peace of mind. This is some really great information. Even if I'm not buying or selling, it's about my house. Questions, they can visit my website. Again, you can see I've already kind of gone in and edited this information. But let's say something is coming up after July, and I want to get this information out to anybody that's already opening my emails. Maybe I'm going to send a one and done email, but here I want to add maybe a video or a photo. Up here, you can insert a video as long as you have a link. So if you're actually speaking to people, you can include that. Maybe it's a property tour from Listing Concierge. You just want to show that off. You can insert an article or an image. So here I have this image that I'm trying to insert into the email. I can upload here. I can select files. I can go to my computer, find a particular image that I need. So let's say we're going to do a shred event. I'm going to pull this shred event. And I already have a file for that. I like to put everything in folders just so that they're all neat and easy to see. And then here I have that image. Again, any image that you need, as long as you own it, it could be a property. It could be something you've created in Canva. Again, as long as you're following fair housing and all the regulations. But here I have a free shred event. So I'm going to put my cursor here and say, you are personally invited. I'm just going to tab down, and then you can also go in at any time. You can change the font. You can change the size to anything that you want it to be. We can change the color. Maybe I want that to be blue. Again, you guys have a lot of options in these emails to personalize them. Again, you can put in video. You can add shred event information if you're having a client event. Maybe, I have one agent that goes in every month to the county site where all the events are and just kind of looks all of them up. It takes her, a couple minutes for each one. And she has links, events coming up in Harford County this month or Carroll County this month or whatever county you're in. And then she also has the link at the bottom for where she got all those, that information if they want to go and look for it. But here where some people are personally invited, having a shred event coming up, that's something that I can then save. I probably want to have a little bit more information here about what they can bring and how that's going to work. But again, I can save that into my monthly newsletter. And then I have something here to go out to all my people, and anyone that opens that monthly newsletter that's already opening it, they're going to see that shred event. You can update the subject of your newsletters. However, be very cautious of that. If you're not going to remember to go in every month and update that, you'll see up here, I had Angie's monthly real estate update, and then I forgot to go in every month and do it. So again, if you're going to sit there and do that every month, if I'm looking for Angie's monthly real estate update and I get real estate news instead, I might not know that that's the thing that I'm looking for. I've just left mine alone at this point. I don't want to go in every month and fool with it. So it just says real estate news. People will open it. They'll look at it. There's a placeholder for August because we're not to August yet. So we can't personalize it or do anything. I'm going to save and continue. And you'll see with the monthly newsletter, there are only 2 steps: reviewing and configuring all of the pieces, and then adding or removing contacts. Because this is perpetual and it goes out no matter what, I don't have anything additional to do here. I can just double check that all the contacts that I want to receive this are in here, save my changes, and then I'm completely done. So I know that we went pretty fast, but there are a lot of different options, different things that you can do in the system to send out emails that are already pre-created for you, to send out campaigns. Again, just it's a matter of taking time to go through, reading through those particular campaigns and setting them up. Again, set them, let them do their job, let them go out to your sphere of influence. We want to remind people that we do real estate, and that could, I have my mom set up on a drip market campaign. She gets my monthly newsletter. She actually opens it. I don't know if she reads it, but it reminds her that I do real estate, so that I am not, falling by the wayside, falling through the cracks. She's my biggest cheerleader. I want her to remind people I do real estate. That goes for everyone in our sphere. If you play trivia with people, remind them you do real estate, get their emails, put them on drip marketing, ask their opinions. Definitely a lot of different things in the system for you guys to use. It's just about getting in there and learning it, setting it up. Once it's set up, it will kind of work for you for like the next year. So that's why I always like to put myself on the campaigns. I'm just going to let it do its job, let it keep rolling. And then so that I don't forget what I have set up, because I won't remember if it's National Sock Day or Pizza Day for those offbeat holidays. With that, does anybody have any questions?